First of all, as a prisoner, when you enter the jail, the staff breaks your ego. What young people say, there is a sentence you must have heard. Only those who have been to jail know what jail is like. You have often heard this dialogue from YouTubers and many others. When a new person enters the duty area, they tell him to sit down immediately. After that, your identity is checked and the police verify everything. There are two gates in the jail. One is the entrance gate from outside into the jail, which is called the duty gate. The other is also a gate inside the jail. When you enter, there is a checking process there as well. This is where you start to understand what I'm going to tell you. That checking, if a person is self-respecting, he might even commit suicide instead of going to the jail. The exit from the duty area on the left side, mostly in most jail, it's on the left. You will find the search area where police officers usually sit. This is not jail police. Jail police is separate. The prison staff is different. They start to check every opening of a prisoner's body. This is the moment when I says usually prisoners prefer committing suicide rather giving themselves instead of going to jail. They check all the openings in your body with their fingers. You will not believe that some people even smuggle mobile phones inside their body parts. In jail language, they also call a thorough check. During this complete checking, the person wears plastic gloves. They check your private parts, your nose, your eyes, everything is checked. Then they also check your jaws. Why are the jaws checked? Because drug addicts sometimes hide drugs inside their mouth. This is the life of a jail. The same finger that has been used everywhere is then used to check all the areas. In every place that finger is used. It is humiliation. After this, on the first day, they lock you in the jail, usually around 40 cells in the camp jail. They call it Kasuri cell. In Kasuri, there is a system in a jail to build pressure. When people hear the word jail, they usually imagine high walls, iron gates, bars, and strict security. But for those who have seen this system closely, jail is not just a building. It is an entire world on its own. The world that runs on completely different rules than life outside. Time feels different here. Relationships change, and a person finds himself in an environment where every single day can become a new test. The first day inside the jail is often the most memorable and the hardest day in the prisoner's life. When someone is transferred from court to jail, they have no idea what is going to happen in the next few hours. The moment they enter through the main gate, their connection with the outside world starts to fade. A person who was moving freely just hours ago now becomes part of a system where every step, every action, and every decision is controlled by rules. The first process includes record checking, case verification, and identity confirmation. After that comes the stage many former prisoners describe as the most difficult and humiliating part of jail life, the physical search. During this process, the body, clothes, and personal belongings are checked in details to ensure nothing illegal enters the prison. Authorities say it is necessary for security as mobile phones, drugs, cash, and other prohibited items have been smuggled in different ways in the past. But beyond security, there is also a psychological impact. Many people who once lived with dignity and social respect suddenly realize they are not longer in control of their own lives. This is the moment when the reality of the jail fully begins to settle in. After entry, the prisoner is usually moved to the specific barrack or cell. In some cases, new inmates are kept separately for observation and adjustment. This is where they meet other prisoners for the first time. Some remain silent, others try to hide their anxiety. Everyone is dealing with their own cases, their own story, and their own uncertainty about the future. Inside jail, there is also an unofficial system that runs alongside the official ones. Old prisoners, often called senior inmates, are influential prisoners, guide newcomers on how things work here, who to talk, who to avoid, what rules are not written here, anywhere but still strictly followed. But in jail, survival is not just about knowing official rules. This is also about understanding the unwritten ones. Daily life in jail is highly structured. Early morning wake up, counting, cleaning routines, meal distribution, scheduled activities, visiting hours, and locked up times. Everything follows a strict timetable. Time here feels different. Outside, days pass quickly. Inside, even 1 hour can feel extremely long. One of the hardest things for prisoners is not just losing freedom. It is being separated from their families, parents, spouses, children, friends, all remain outside those walls. The only moment of relief comes during short visitation hours. Many prisoners spend days just waiting for the brief moment when they can see their loved ones again. Inside the jail, you find all kinds of people. First-time offenders, long-term inmates, and people who have spent most of their lives moving from one prison to another. In many ways, jail becomes a small reflection of society itself. People from different backgrounds, classes, and regions all living under one system. Depending on the nature of crimes, prisoners are often placed in different groups of barracks. Financial crime suspects, murder cases, drug-related offenders, and dangerous criminals are usually separated as much as possible. When interaction still happens, and this is why critics often say jail is not only a place of punishment, it can sometimes become a place where criminal connection grows stronger. Overcrowding is another major issue in many prisons. A space designed for a few hundred or a few thousand people often holds double or even triple that number. This creates pressure on living conditions, hygiene, healthcare, and daily life. Even basic things like sleeping space become a challenge. Food in jail has its own reputation. Some describe it as poor, others say it has improved over time. Preparing food for thousands of inmates every day is a massive task. Bread, lentils, the vegetables, and rice are cooked in large quantities. Interestingly, prisoners themselves are often involved in running the kitchen, cleaning, and distribution. There is also an internal economy inside the jail. Certain items become extremely valuable because of their scarcity. Anything that enters illegal becomes expensive and risky. This creates a hidden system of demand and supply inside prison walls. Psychological pressure is one of the most serious parts of the jail life. The slow passage of time, uncertainty about the cases, separation from family, and constant restriction affect the human mind deeply. Some people struggle heavily in the early months while others gradually adapt. But almost everyone is changed by the experience. Educational and training programs exist in some prisons. Some inmates continue their studies, some learn skills, and the other joins religious and reform activities. There are also cases where prisoners completely change their mindset and rebuild their lives after release. Power and influence also exist inside jail. Some prisoners gain attention due to money, political connection, or social status. There are frequent discussions about whether high-profile inmates receive special treatment or additional facilities. While situations vary, the debate around equality inside prisons always remains. Conflict also happens when groups sometimes clash and tensions can rise. Maintaining peace inside such a crowded and controlled environment is a constant challenge for prisoner authorities. And then there is time, the most powerful element in jail. Outside, people plan their future. Inside, people count days, many prisoners mark calendars, track dates, and live only for the day they will be get free. There is no longer just movement, it becomes hope, patience, and waiting. In the jail is not just a placement of punishment. It is a complex world of human psychology, power, weakness, fear, hope, survival, and change. Some people break inside it, some become stronger, and some completely rethink their lives. Behind those high walls lies a world that most people never see. But within it, thousands of lives are constantly fighting their own silent battle.